Welcome to Editors Unplugged. The Congress High Command is back in the spotlight thanks to the churn in Karnataka. DKS and Siddaramaiah are in national capital. They've been traveling back and forth between Bengaluru and New Delhi. So that is the topic of discussion today. Meghna Deka joining us, Shreya Dhondial, Madhavdas Gopalakrishnan. Meghna, what do you make of the generational change as many in the Congress or the Congress ecosystem are calling this?
Well, many are saying that it's about time that Congress knows that there has to be a generation change. When you replace a leader of yours, a chief minister who's hitting 80 now, he's 77, Siddaramaiah is 77, hitting 80. You have a younger person like DK Shivakumar who's just 67, I think he is. So that kind of a huge age dividend that DK Shivakumar can bring in. And apparently what sources are saying us that even his cabinet is going to be much younger than what it is right now. With Shivakumar in, you have the chance to revive it. And we all remember, Pranesh, the kind of failed experiments, for example, which have happened for the Congress with disastrous results in other states. For example, at a time in Rajasthan, when Congress simply refused to bring in the new guard. It was always old guard versus the new guard. You had a Sachin Pilot who went ahead with a huge coup he had planned, then he revolted. To his credit, he did stay loyal to the high command, but there was a huge problem which they kicked up for themselves because they refused to generationally shift and transition from one generation
You began
to the
by
other.
talking about age. Is it age or the assurance that was given by the High Command to DK Shivkumar?
I think both are
Both of
factors.
them.
Both are factors. In fact, I think what Meghna has made is an important point because transitioning to a younger generation is something that Congress has been struggling with for about at least a decade and a half. Even towards the latter part of the UPA years, this was spoken about, but Rahul really couldn't do much. Even in his first stint, heading the party, there was a sense that he's being pulled back by the old guard. They're playing all sorts of tricks with him. And he certainly was not trusting all of them. Maybe some of them he's leaned on. I mean, Kamal Nath still is in an important position, for instance. There are the leaders also who are very much part of the party.
He's in threatening for a Rajya Sabha seat.
So the point I'm just trying to make is there's this whole debate for about the last 10-15 years about how will that generational change happen. And there's no one-size-fits-all formula. For instance, in the last Kerala Assembly election, they lost very badly. And one of the factors was they gave a lot of youngsters tickets. So perhaps people who were not deserving got tickets. So there's no one-size-fits-all formula. I think these are things that will happen so slowly over a period of time. For Rahul, it will be very interesting to take this forward. Now, we're all in other states, for instance, where there are younger leaders, where they have promised, and I think she hit the nail on the head when she mentioned Sachin Pilot, a person who has delivered elections in the past. If you don't reward those who've delivered,
But
then
Sachin
what is the
Pilot was
incentive to
never
grow?
rewarded.
Exactly the point. So
But
that is the point.
Jyotiraditya Scindia
Question.
left the Congress for that very problem.
Exactly.
So, but here's the point: the Congress finally got it right. They messed up in Punjab. She just mentioned they messed up in Rajasthan. They messed up where else? Punjab, Rajasthan,
Madhya Pradesh.
Madhya Pradesh. They messed
Madhya
up.
Pradesh, the
Madhya
biggest
Pradesh. They
example.
messed up. So they finally found their golden
Chhattisgarh.
touch. Chhattisgarh as well. So they finally found their
Himachal
golden
Pradesh,
touch.
actually, sorry.
Also, you guys were talking about, what worked for DK and why this finally happened. Yes, there was a promise made. Everyone knows that there was a 50-50 formula that was put in place. And the guarantor for that formula was who? It was Sonia Gandhi. Ultimately, it was Sonia Gandhi's intervention, even in this round, that ensured that DK gets what is due to him. But I think DK has honestly, in my view, been awarded for his loyalty. The fact is कि ठीक है, leaks तो दुनिया भर के हो रहे थे from the DK camp, and you can back me up on this. But the fact is, DK himself has never come out and openly criticized the high command or said something which will be unpleasant for them to hear. Number one. Number two, he's also been under immense pressure given all his corruption cases, right? There has been immense pressure on him, and yet, unlike many leaders of the Congress party, tainted leaders of the Congress party who jumped ship to the BJP, DK continued to be with the Congress party. So one reason for him getting what he has got is also, I think, his loyalty.
No,
It's
DK
not
told me this.
loyalty.
In fact,
it
it is
worship. Gandhi
Yeah.
worship that he
And
does.
he
He
said
said,
and
he said, I am a devotee and they are Bhagwanta. Something to this effect. So
He said
He
that the
said that.
Congress headquarters is
Yeah.
like a temple
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah.
When he broke
I
down
am a
and everything.
bhakta and they are
absolutely.
Bhagwanta.
नहीं अगर
They're very
इतना
clear about
if he was rewarded for his bhakti, as you're saying, तब तो वो reward नवंबर में आ जाना चाहिए था, जनवरी में आ जाना चाहिए था, नहीं आया ना. It came after a bit of a challenge because the challenge is real. The fact is that Mr. Siddaramaiah is one of the tallest leaders, Congress leaders, in Karnataka, look at who all back him. Not just a bulk of the MLAs and ministers. He has the Ahinda vote bank.
Yes.
To displace him was tough.
So
It is tough.
So there are 2-3 things I want to take off from what you said. I actually asked DK this, and when they won the election, that I met him and I spoke to him about this. I said, "Do you have the option of going to the BJP?" He says, "That's a mistake I will never make. I'm going to, whatever happens to me will be within the Congress, within this fold is what I'm going to fight and do." And to his credit, he's perhaps achieved that too. And of course, the swearing in is expected. Siddaramaiah has resigned. But there are 2-3 important aspects that you have to remember. DK has not just the fact that he's worked for the party, etc. DK has been somebody who in the early 2000s, I remember when Vilasrao Deshmukh had a problem in Maharashtra, he brought all his MLAs to Bangalore. I remember I covered that story in Taj
You mean
West End.
DK is the last resort for the
DK is
Congress?
First resort now. First resort, and has been the first resort for over 2 decades.
Even
So
at
anywhere in
the
the
time
country.
of Ahmed Patel Rajya Sabha
Exactly.
seat, that was Eagleton Resort, which came to the
multiple occasions. There are
multiple.
dozens of
Eagleton Resort
occasions
is
where
literally the cornerstone for Congress in ensuring that their herd
Travel
is
agents.
actually
shepherding
ring-fenced.
MLAs, ensuring that they don't talk on the phone, taking their phone away,
Yes.
making all those arrangements. So he's the go-to man when it comes to these sort of arrangements for the past 2 decades. And somewhere I think there's a recognition of that within the party finally, that they had to, reward him for being so loyal to the party and doing all of these work. You're absolutely right. The corruption cases were a big concern. They were really worried that if we make this guy CM and then the agencies start working, that brings the party's name down, that can impact on the government. And also watch, this is just the beginning of the next 2 years. Siddaramaiah, while he might not do anything immediately, he's also somebody who's played a role. There's a lot of talk and buzz when Kumarasamy, for instance, who Siddaramaiah absolutely hates, despises because he's left the JDS. It's because of his rise that Devegoda is believed to have sort of kicked out or sidelined Siddaramaiah, and he left and eventually formed the Congress, the middle of which is when he launched the Ahinda movement. So even at that point of time, when Congress and JDS had tied up, Mr. Siddaramaiah is supposed to have played a very important role in sending some MLAs over to the BJP. So wait and watch. The
Which
curtains
is
are
why-
just
to-
rising in the next chapter of Karnataka politics.
I don't think it was any surprise to anyone that Mr. Siddaramaiah steps out, and when he does that press conference, he says, look, the High Command offered me the Rajya Sabha seat, but I have declined it because I want to be active in
Active
Karnataka's
Karnataka.
politics.
Yeah,
My point is, an active Siddaramaiah is very bad news for Mr. D.K. Shivakumar.
And Pranesh, you were making that point. It's the promise. But we have to look at why that promise was made in the first place. Why they couldn't make DKS the chief minister in 2023. They simply could not replace the popularity of Siddaramaiah, the caste equation, what he calls social justice. Now, we all understand social justice is a euphemism for caste equation. It is about OBCs, it is about the SCs. You have the leaders such as Siddaramaiah.
No, you're
He
right.
cannot.
The MLAs backed
Right,
Siddaramaiah,
completely.
so there's no two ways about it. But will this, talk of getting a younger leader, is that a remedy that the Congress can bank on? Does it work like this in politics? Because you have the Congress president who's not getting any younger.
He's retiring.
And when
in
he
1
was
month.
asked a question a few days ago before Siddaramaiah tendered his resignation, he said, Rahul Gandhi batayenge, I am no one.
But he's retiring in a month, I'll say that. And dekho, age no bar in politics. If you are in power, you can be 100 years old and you can still continue. The BJP has that 75-year-old rule.
But, the irony is
that
this.
will be breached as well when the Prime Minister decides to continue, which he will.
The irony of our politics is that we are still sitting here discussing a 60-year-old as a
Young
leader.
person,
Young
yes.
In any other profession, you
Youth
retire at
leader.
58 or 60. Politics is the only profession where you're still a young leader. Your career's on the rise when you're 60 plus. So, I mean, I think we also require to sort of introspect into what is the kind of politics that we have. We have the youth wings of various political parties where people who are over 55,
In their 40s
60,
are heading it. Uday Khan,
no,
for example.
40, that's a rarity. That's a rarity. What I'm telling you is there are people who have seen the past in the late 50s and 60s who headed youth wings of various parties.
So Rahul Gandhi,
what
for
does that
example, is
reflect on
still known
politics?
as the youth magnet, the youth leader of the Congress party, hitting 60. He still does that.
Arey, he's not hitting his 60. Where is he hitting 60?
But since we're
Arey,
talking
matlab
about
he's
Rahul
closer to
Gandhi,
mid-50s to ho gaya na.
since we're talking of Rahul Gandhi, one criticism that has already, come from the BJP, and I think the party will most likely build on it, given the optics of it, is they are holding Rahul Gandhi to his words. Every time he says OBC ko nahi banaya, Dalit ko nahi banaya. So when he became the LOP, the BJP said, "Aap kisi LOP ko bana dete LOP Dalit ya OBC neta ko." Now with Siddaramaiah gone, That is the criticism.
that is why the
What
twin
do you think the Congress can say to counter that argument?
say nahi, they will have to do. And I think that is where the two deputy CM formula will kick in. Abhi to there's Priyank Kharge ka naam, but I highly doubt they'll put in Priyank Kharge as a deputy chief minister. My own sense is that one OBC, one Dalit, a deputy chief minister, to ensure that the Ahindas are appeased, to say that you have representation as well. Don't think that if Mr. Siddaramaiah is gone, your representation has gone as well. So I think that is going to happen.
The background to this is that Mr. Kharge, who's the tallest Dalit face of Karnataka for the Congress party, has been overlooked for the CM's post for over 2.5 decades. And as a sort of, in the party circles, he's called a disciplined soldier who never hankered for, that CM's post, although he would personally want it. Obviously, who would not want it? He was been the home minister in Karnataka in the 90s. So that's the kind of career and trajectory that he has. So there is a sense that this Dalit population, which is about 19% of Karnataka, and has strongly backed the Congress in many elections. There is a sense that if this time they don't do justice or give them representation as a deputy CM or CM.
So are you saying that Kharge Jr. could actually
or
be or Mr. Parmeshwara? I would say Mr. Parmeshwara, but
Mr. Parmeshwara seems to be the front runner, but then Kharge Jr. would be very interesting because, again, we are talking about fresher faces. It's expected that there are going to be younger people coming in, younger in whatever sense, but younger people coming in and taking over from here. Because look at the antecedents of someone like a DKS, for example. Remember, you were talking about the kind of past that DKS has with JDS as well. The first election that DK Shivakumar had fought was in 1985 against whom? H.D. Devegowda. He had lost, of course, but then he had actually fought that election. This is the way you give space to younger leaders. He got spotted. He was seen as the organization man. He was the one who brought about that organizational change. So you need experience. Yes, you can never discount that.
But you have to give examples, and these are people who become examples then, and they are inspiration for other leaders who join the party. But I want to bring in another thought. What's very interesting is that there have been two, chief ministerial sort of battles that we've seen, Kerala and Karnataka. In both these cases, there is one commonality, and the commonality is this: that both the cases, the person who Rahul Gandhi was backing did not eventually become chief minister. He was backing KC Venugopal. I think that's public knowledge. He's very close to KC. He's literally his man Friday, does a lot of his political dealing, meeting with people, all of that, leaders, etc. He didn't get through. Over here, he was very close to Siddaramaiah, and it's perhaps with a heavy heart that he's saying bye-bye to Siddaramaiah and allowing DK Shivakumar to come in. So
then how does Rahul Gandhi get the credit for this generational
they will say it's internal democracy.
In a party democracy.
Looking at the future of the party.
That so everyone has a say in this party. Rahul Gandhi doesn't.
But also goes to say, Sonia Gandhi clearly still has a hold over the organization, no matter what. Of course, she's unfortunately been unwell. But at the end of it, when it counts, it is her final vote, and it's important that we point that out.
Can I also say that no one...
Sorry, I just want to take 30 seconds more. I want to add another point to this. This is also a change. Let's remember that the Congress party has been able to effect because the high command is today much stronger than it was, say, 2-3 years ago. They are in power directly in 4 states. That's Himachal, that's Kerala, Karnataka and Telangana. They are a part of an alliance in Jharkhand as well as in Tamil Nadu now. And are sort of aligned with the ruling party in Jammu Kashmir, though they're not part of the government there. So this is the strongest that Congress has been in several years. And I think because the Congress party has grown to this stature, they can actually tell a tall leader like Siddaramaiah, please sit down and give the chance to the next person. If they had lost, for instance, Kerala, if they were nowhere in Tamil Nadu, the High Command perhaps could not have done so.
And
because they themselves would not have been in a position to do so because they can't take that risk.
But can I just say this?
Able to take that risk.
But can I just say this? Even when it comes to Rahul Gandhi and Mr. Siddaramaiah and the fact that Rahul Gandhi was completely backing Mr. Siddaramaiah, the Congress party has been more than fair to Mr. Siddaramaiah. He's been in the Congress for 20 years? Out of those 8 years, he's been chief minister. 8 years, he's been leader of opposition. Isse zyada, what can a party do for you?
2.5 years ka bhi 3 ho gaya hai.
Correct. And and 2 times Rahul Gandhi has backed Mr. Siddaramaiah as chief minister. Mr. Siddaramaiah reportedly told the high command, so-called high command, that boss, you are people
so
who are
high command क्यों बोल रही हो?
चलो भाई मैं तो हाई कमांड नहीं हूँ, मुझे भी नहीं पता हाई कमांड कौन है, बट आई थिंक हाई कमांड इज ओनली राहुल गांधी एंड सोनिया गांधी.
हाई कमांड
नहीं राहुल गांधी, सोनिया गांधी, Priyanka Gandhi are the high command.
Gandhi families with the Congress president together. I think that's the high command.
Yeah, Congress president even I don't think so.
In the room.
No, but he has a say. It's easy to say that. One second, just a second. Yeah, of course he had a say. And even in Kerala he had a say.
He had a
look,
very
Mallikarjun Kharge is of course going to listen to whatever the Gandhi family tells him. But it's not like he's not going to give his opinion. And in fact, in the case of Kerala, what I was told is that it was finally Kharge's opinion that tipped the balance in favor of V.D. Satishan. So let's not say that
No,
Kharge
I
is a
think
complete
Kharge
wallflower.
did
See, he's an
absolutely
experienced politician. You have to give him that. He had the record at one point of time of the largest number of elections anyone has won in the state of Karnataka. I think it was 9, if I'm not mistaken, as a legislator. He's had multiple terms over here in Lok Sabha as well as now, of course, in Rajya Sabha. So he's a seasoned guy. He knows his politics.
Then are we right in saying that this is the new Congress with a new ideology or a a fresh approach? Because what they've done with the DMK, long-standing alliance, sacrificed for fruits of power.
For me, the most interesting takeaway from this assembly election is look at the big faces who've changed. West Bengal, Mamata Banerjee, key India Alliance partner, has gone. Stalin, again a very key India Alliance partner, is gone. Pinarayi Vijayan, yet another very important leader, has gone. So in 3 states where 3 opposition alliance partners were there, and in all these 3 states, they are also fighting with the Congress party. Rahul Gandhi campaigned against Pinarayi Vijayan's corruption. He campaigned against Mamata Banerjee. While he didn't campaign against the DMK, he didn't campaign with Stalin either. So what are these 3 leaders going to do? Are they? It's not going to be easy for them to go and sit with the BJP or join the NDA either. DMK might, because DMK and TMC in the past have been part of the India government of Vajpayee. So we don't know what they're going to do. But the current politics, where Mamata Banerjee's party and its identity is completely challenged by the BJP, it's not going to be easy for Mamata Banerjee to do. So will there be an alternative opposition alliance now coming out?
And
There are
also,
signs
that's
of it.
where someone like a Vijay would be very interesting to watch out for.
Yes.
Because he now has become a beacon of hope. Look at it as a generational change, but also a generational change in the voters. What is it that a voter wants? You hold a public rally. How many people are there? 5,000, 10,000 people who are turning up. You put out one post of Vijay, for example, would be viewed by 202,000 people, would be shared. And that is how now elections, and this is a new form of elections, the kind of subjects that they are discussing on social media are very different from what is there in the manifesto. Now the entire game of politics itself has changed. The entire game of elections, of campaigning has also seen a huge change. And this generational shift perhaps is not just about the politicians, the chief ministers, cabinets, but also what the voter wants. The voter has become much more vocal. They feel we have a voice because social media is acceptable and is accessible to everyone now.
Absolutely.
So that itself is changing.
No, I would be very interested to see in the coming days, in the run-up to the Punjab elections and the Uttar Pradesh elections, what happens to the India bloc. Because you have the Congress party fighting with all its alliance partners. Madhav has just listed them out, so I won't list them out. But the Congress party and Vijay have also said that their alliance is not just for the state of Tamil Nadu, it's also for the centre. But Vijay has not officially joined the India bloc. So I'm waiting to see whether the India bloc will survive over the next 2-3 years. There have been reports that Rahul Gandhi wants to pull out, that he's no longer interested. He wants to pull out.
I think
Let's
it serves the Congress if Rahul Gandhi pulls out of India bloc. It is good for the Congress party because
That's, Rahul
the
actually has pushed
treatment-
that. He has
Yeah.
pushed
He's
that line
been
in the
pushing
past.
that, yeah.
in Uttar Pradesh, the Congress, I don't think will get more than 30-40 seats, and even that is a
You're being
tall ask for-
optimistic, yeah.
Yeah, because I've been speaking to some people who are part of this meetings with the Congress party ahead of seat sharing, etc., and they are not very optimistic about the prospects of the Congress. I don't think Congress workers are optimistic about their prospects in the state because there is no organization, and
It's not just that, you also have a very strong face that you're fighting an election against. It is virtually impossible. I come from Lucknow. It's virtually impossible to even move Yogi Adityanath right now. That is the level of popularity that he has.
Ma'am,
So,
it's less
morale
about
to
Yogi
down
Adit-
hoga hi na.
But calm
they've
to
not been in power
before
for
the
decades
election.
now.
You don't suddenly
But also
wake
you
up and
have
start
the
working.
regional leaders,
that
like in
work for
Karnataka.
election begins 3-4 years in advance. Samajwadi Party has been, you've done shows on that.
UP
Has
ke
been
ladke.
working for the last 4 or 5 years.
From UP ke ladke to now, where this fighting is happening, there's also a lot of, a lot of change. And you see, the larger messaging is this: that Congress, when it wants alliance partners, then uses them. That gives BJP a chance. And Prime Minister and others have been saying this to dump their allies like DMK.
But that's called killer instinct, na? Otherwise, they won't survive.
It's
If they had
also-
not tied up with Vijay, for example, again, nothing. For the first time in 52 years, they have a minister, not one,
questionable.
but 2 ministers.
That's also questionable.
in
They should
Tamil
have
Nadu.
perhaps got their,
But is it
backroom.
also a long-term strategy? It may be short-sighted gains for now.
Yeah, and also Vijay is not going to be dependent on them. Vijay is
Yes.
getting ADMK MLAs to resign, and he's going to get them to contest, and they'll all win because of Vijay's popularity. But I just want to come up to you on that point of Vijay and social media. You know, when I was there, I found this very curious that why has Vijay won? So I tried to look at it. There were reports of 38,000 WhatsApp groups, etc. How did he manage it, etc. I was very curious to find out. So what I was told is that Vijay has the social media infrastructure for quite some time. Why? Because on social media, there are big time fights between Vijay's fans and Ajit's fans. Ajit is the other big star who's a contemporary of, I'm not slightly older than Vijay, but he's the other big face. Now, that fight has been going on. Ajit has diversified into other things. He also does racing and stuff like that. But Vijay, when he came out to take on the DMK, the target was just moved from Ajit and it became DMK. So that whole infrastructure helped him. So apparently they used to bombard groups with 120 videos a day, the 60-second, 97 videos, send them on WhatsApps across the country. And remember, after Karur, he didn't campaign for a month. Again, about 15-20 days before the election, he took a break of 10 days. So Vijay actually has brought a new model. Of course, he has his popularity. You have to have that star power. Otherwise, this model doesn't work.
But he campaigned the least amount.
Exactly. So, we used to all wonder, I'm sure you've also wondered, when you see these campaigns in the US election, for instance, where they fight and they debate, everything is on TV. And you wonder, how is that possible in our country? Because hame to jaake ground pe campaign karna hi hai, bina rallies ke, how will people connect? But I think Vijay for the first time has shown that it's actually possible to even win an election.
Yeah, he defied conventional wisdom. All the polls.
No, but I want to call out one hypocrisy.
Internationally, it wasn't Vijay first. Do you remember Mamdani?
Oh,
Mamdani's
yeah.
New York mayor wala campaign. It was based exactly on this.
But he was on the ground as well, Meghna.
He was on the ground, but it was his reels. The Bollywood reels which were...
वो तो हम लोगों के लिए, but his voter was not just seeing him on the reels. His voter was also seeing him face to face.
He had a smaller constituent. He was only in New York. New York mein mayoral is very different from what Vijay was fighting against, which is the whole of Tamil Nadu. But that is the kind of popularity that you see on social media. As I was saying, it's that entire change. I mean, Donald Trump is fighting a war literally on social media.
Yeah. But US is known for that. This is what I'm saying. They have
everything is on social media.
They have TVs in virtually every house way back in the 60s and 70s, and they could afford to have those things. So obviously, internet penetration and mobile phones is not an issue there. In our country, it's a different issue.
Can I just call out hypocrisy?
May I just
call out hypocrisy? You just spoke about the fact that Vijay ne 10 days pehle before elections went on chutti, yeah? And you're saying this is a new model. This is breaking convention.
Of course.
जब Rahul Gandhi छुट्टी लेता आप सब उसका
आप चुनाव भी जीतिए तो आप चुनाव भी जीतिए बिल्कुल I am saying आप चुनाव जीतिए nothing succeeds like success.
He gets killed.
अगर राहुल गांधी मैं एग्जांपल देता हूँ I'll give you an example. Rahul Gandhi took a break in the middle of the Bihar elections, and what happened there? That's for everyone to see when he took a break during campaigning. But that's not my point. I also want to bring in the point of Vijay and say that this is perhaps something that explains the huge amount of consternation, quote unquote, about the Cockroach Janata Party and their social media popularity.
I have no comments.
No, I can just say this that people.
Why do you not have comments?
I just say this.
Is that
Meghna.
Pranesh, this is Editors Unplugged.
Ma'am is making.
I will rescue Pranesh. I will just say this. So there are times on some shows where Congress guests don't come, right? So we have what we call Congress proxies. उनको हम लोग Congress proxies बोलते हैं. So these days what has started happening is that there is one gentleman who usually used to come on behalf of the Congress party. ठीक है, I will not name him. Now he came to my show and he's telling me I'm not part of the Congress party. I'm part of the Cockroach Janata Party.
Wow, so they are so persons. So that's the problem with the CJP, the Cockroach Janata Party. We don't know which side they are on. Because they are, in their defense,
issue-based support.
Saying कि हमें बीजेपी भी नहीं अच्छा लगता, कांग्रेस भी अच्छा नहीं लगता. They are criticizing the opposition. Opposition leaders are supporting them. They are criticizing the opposition.
Well, we'll have to, come prepared for a debate or a discussion
on Cockroach Janata Party.
On that party which people are talking about. So, let's leave it at this. Viewers, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week with something else to talk about.